Hi, my name is Fawaz. My student ID is 2405361, and this is my individual presentation assignment for module MN490. And the topic I've selected is strategically comparing AT&T and T-Mobile and doing a comprehensive analysis on their investment strategies, governance, and social responsibility initiatives. Firstly, let's compare AT&T and T-Mobile's strategies. So, the company overview, AT&T is established in 1876 and it's a leading telecom provider, while T-Mobile is established in 1999 and it's known for disrupting the telecom industry. So their investment strategies, AT&T is focused on expanding fiber and 5G infrastructure, while T-Mobile is investing in innovative technology and customer experience. Their socially responsible practices for AT&T, it includes initiatives around digital inclusion and environmental sustainability, while for T-Mobile, it has a strong focus on diversity and community support. The revenue of AT&T in 2023 was 120.7 billion, while T-Mobile had a revenue of 80.1 billion. While in the sense of corporate governance, AT&T has traditional governance structure with a focus on shareholder value, while T-Mobile has an agile governance promoting employee and customer engagement. The agenda for this presentation is first, the investment analysis for value creation. So this section will cover the methodologies used in analyzing investment opportunities that create long-term value for stakeholders. And the discussion of key metrics, trends, and case studies will be highlighted for successful investment strategies. The second one is role of board of directors in corporate governance, where the exploration of critical responsibilities of the board of directors in ensuring effective corporate governance. It will include discussions of best practice, ethical considerations, and the impact of board decisions on company performance. The third one is performance of socially responsible investments, and the fourth one is strategic recommendations for AT&T as well as T-Mobile. Next, in this slide, we will discuss about the investments for value creation for AT&T. So for AT&T, there's 5G and the fiber expansion. AT&T is making significant investments to enhance its network capabilities through the expansion of 5G technology and fiber optic infrastructure. This strategy is aimed at providing faster and more reliable service to a growing customer base. Divestitures, in a strategic move to refocus its efforts on telecommunications, AT&T has spun off Warner Media. This divestiture allows the company to streamline operations and concentrate resources on its core business and expanded 5G coverage. As a result of its investments, AT&T has successfully expanded its 5G coverage to reach over 250 million people across the United States. This achievement positions AT&T as a leader in the telecommunications sector. And then increased fiber footprint. AT&T's fiber footprint has increased to serve 16 million customer locations as of 2023. This expansion not only enhances the service quality, but also supports the growing demand for high-speed internet. Now, investments for value creation in T-Mobile. The T-Mobile had a strategic merger with Sprint. So in 2020, T-Mobile executed a significant merger with Sprint, which was a pivotal move aimed at expanding both its network capabilities and user base. The merger facilitated the integration of resources, allowing T-Mobile to enhance its service offerings and increase its competitive edge in the telecommunications market. T-Mobile becomes a leading 5G network in the US. As a result of its strategic initiatives, T-Mobile has established the largest 5G network in the United States. This extensive network coverage not only boosts connectivity for consumers, but also positions T-Mobile as a leader in the rapidly evolving tech landscape. Investment in customer-focused technology. T-Mobile has made substantial investments in technology that that prioritizes customer experience. By adopting innovative solutions and enhancing digital platforms, the company aims to provide superior service, streamline customer interactions, and maintain high satisfaction levels among its users. And growth in service revenues. T-Mobile reported a 4% year-over-year increase in service revenues in 2023, which reflects the success of its investments and strategies. This growth underscores the positive impact of the merger and technological advancements on the company's financial performance. In this slide, we can see how revenue and net income growth has attributed to both AT&T and T-Mobile. We can see that AT&T has been steadily declining in its revenue from 2019 onwards, and T-Mobile has been steadily increasing its revenues from inception until today. In this slide, we will discuss the revenue and net income comparison for AT&T and T-Mobile. So for AT&T, the revenue remained 150 billion annually, reflecting its established market dominance, while for T-Mobile, revenue grew steadily over the decade, driven by the Sprint merger and customer additions, but remained below AT&T's levels. Net income comparison, AT&T net income showed fluctuations with notable dips due to high operational costs and divestitures. But for T-Mobile, it maintained lower net income compared to AT&T, but demonstrated consistent growth, showcasing operational efficiency and effective cost management. For growth drivers for T-Mobile was the Sprint merger and focus on 5G adoption. But for AT&T, the revenue benefited from diversified services but faced challenges in sustaining profitability. In this slide, we will discuss about the corporate governance of AT&T. The board composition, AT&T's board consists of 13 members with an impressive 85% of them being independent. This structure ensures that decisions are made with impartiality and in the best interest of shareholders. Commitment to diversity. The board demonstrates a strong commitment to diversity with 30% of its members being women and 25% from underrepresented groups. This inclusion fosters varied perspectives and innovation in governance. Ethical government practices. AT&T emphasizes ethical conduct as a core principle of its governance. This includes strict adherence to regulatory compliance and transparency, ensuring that company operates within legal frameworks and maintains accountability to stakeholders. Regulatory compliance focus. This company places a high priority on regulatory compliance, which helps mitigate risks and enhances its reputation as a trustworthy entity in the telecommunications industry. Transparency initiatives. Transparency is key to governance practice at AT&T, allowing stakeholders to have insight into the company's operations and decision-making processes. This builds trust and fosters positive relations with investors. Next, we will talk about the corporate governance of T-Mobile. The board composition. T-Mobile's board consists of 12 members with a significant majority of 75% being independent. This structure ensures that decisions are made free from conflicts of interest, enhancing the integrity of governance. Diversity representation. The board showcases a commitment to diversity with 25% of its members being women and 20% coming from underrepresented groups. This diverse perspective supports well-rounded decision making and reflects T-Mobile's commitment to inclusivity. Here we can see a visual representation of the board diversity metrics of both AT&T and T-Mobile. Next, we will talk about the role of board in governance and competitiveness using agency theory, which emphasizes independent board members to reduce conflicts of interest, and stakeholder theory, which emphasizes that boards should integrate stakeholder interests, especially in ESG strategies. So for AT&T, the board independence is 85% independent directors, and for T-Mobile, you have 75% independent directors. The key expertise is for AT&T, regulatory compliance and tech strategy, and for T-Mobile, you have customer experience and market agility, ESG oversight, focus on compliance and efficiency for AT&T, and a strong emphasis on sustainability goals for T-Mobile. Diversity focus increases but slower than peers for AT&T, and for T-Mobile, you have higher diversity representation. In this slide, we will talk about the remuneration and ownership requirements, board and executive pay practices, and the recent trends. So for AT&T, the remuneration structure was fixed plus variable pay linked to financial KPIs, and for T-Mobile, bonuses tied to customer satisfaction and ESG goals. Ownership guidelines for AT&T, we have senior executives hold significant stock, while for T-Mobile, leaders incentivize through equity ownership. And transparency and disclosure, the AT&T has annual filings, disclose pay structures and ESG metrics, and for T-Mobile, transparent reporting with emphasis on sustainability. Next, we will talk about SRIs or socially responsible investments for AT&T. Environmental responsibility. AT&T is committed to achieving carbon neutrality by 2035, demonstrating a strong dedication to sustainability and environmental stewardship. As part of this initiative, the company has become the largest corporate buyer of wind energy in the US. And secondly, social impact. AT&T has implemented affordable internet programs aimed at underserved areas, ensuring that all communities have access to essential connectivity. This initiative reflects the company's commitment to social equity and improving the quality of life for individuals in disadvantaged regions. Thirdly, governance and accountability. The company prioritizes transparency and accountability through regular ESG reporting. This practice allows stakeholders to gauge AT&T's performance and sustainability and social responsibility, reinforcing the company's commitment to ethical governance and social business practices. Next, we will talk about the SRIs of T-Mobile, environmental responsibility. T-Mobile has set an ambitious target for net zero emissions by 2040, demonstrating a strong commitment to addressing climate change. Additionally, the company is transitioning to being powered entirely by renewable energy sources. Sustainable supply chain management. The company is dedicated to ensuring a supply chain is sustainable, which involves working closely with suppliers to adhere to environmental and social standards. And then thirdly, performance metrics. T-Mobile has received an impressive ESG rating of A+ plus in 2023, indicating its strong performance in environmental, social, and governance aspects. Doing a side-by-side comparison of both, we can see that for AT&T, 30% reduction of carbon by 2025, and for T-Mobile, net zero emissions target by 2040. 80% recycling rate in operational facilities for waste recycling in AT&T, and 90% recycling in supply chain initiatives for T-Mobile. Estimated 15% from renewable energy and IoT services for revenue from sustainable lines, and 20 for AT&T, and 25% driven by green energy and digital solutions for T-Mobile. In social initiatives, digital inclusion programs, disaster recovery support for AT&T, and diversity-focused hiring and community support programs in T-Mobile. Investor perception, positive ESG efforts overshadowed by T-Mobile's agility for AT&T, and leading SRI pick for innovation and sustainability for T-Mobile. In this slide, we can see the comparative ESG scores between AT&T and T-Mobile. We can see that T-Mobile is leagues ahead of AT&T when it comes to the ESG scores. In this slide, we can talk about the growth metrics comparison between T-Mobile versus AT&T. Number one, customer additions performance. T-Mobile consistently outperformed AT&T in customer additions over the last decade. T-Mobile's growth is marked by significant increases year on year. The second one is the impact of mergers. The Sprint merger contributed significant to T-Mobile's growth trajectory, and AT&T has not experienced any similar merger-driven growth. And thirdly, we have market position. T-Mobile has solidified its position as a leading carrier in customer additions. AT&T faces challenges in maintaining market share. Fourthly, customer retention strategies. T-Mobile has implemented innovative strategies to retain customers, and it's the opposite for AT&T, where they have not relied on any methods to maintain its customer base. Fifthly, quarterly growth rates. T-Mobile has shown a steady quarterly growth rate in customer addition, while AT&T's quarterly growth rates have been more volatile. Sixth, net customer gains. T-Mobile's net customer gains have consistently exceeded those of AT&T, and AT&T has seen fluctuations in net customer gains. Brand loyalty. T-Mobile's brand loyalty has strengthened to customer-focused initiatives. AT&T struggles with brand loyalty amidst competitive pressures. Promotional offers. T-Mobile's promotional offers have attracted a significant number of new customers, and AT&T's offers have not had a comparable impact on customer addition. Then we have technology adoption. T-Mobile has been quicker to adopt and promote new technologies. AT&T has lagged in rapid adoption of emerging technologies. Customer satisfaction ratings. T-Mobile consistently receives higher customer satisfaction ratings. AT&T and customer satisfaction ratings have been lower, impacting customer retention. Here we have a few charts that shows the market share comparison between AT&T and T-Mobile, the future growth projections, and customer additions. We can see that T-Mobile is consistently beating AT&T in all these metrics. Here we have the stock price comparison of AT&T and T-Mobile from 2013 to present. T-Mobile has given outsized returns to shareholders than AT&T since 2013 to present, and as you can see from the stock prices that are on the screen. Next, we will talk about the academic frameworks for strategic analysis. The analysis uses the following academic frameworks: Porter's 5 forces, SWT analysis, resource-based view, and balanced scorecard framework. In Porter's 5 forces, we can see industry rivalry high with intense competition between AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. Threat of new entrants low due to high capital requirements. Threat of substitutes low. Telecom services are essentials. Bargaining power of suppliers high. Limited equipment manufacturers, and bargaining power of buyers medium. Price sensitivity drives churn. This is the SWT analysis for AT&T. Strengths: established infrastructure, brand recognition. Weaknesses: high debt levels, lower 5G rollout. Opportunities: IoT and smart cities expansion. Threats: intense competition, regulatory pressures. This is the SWT analysis for T-Mobile. Strengths: market disruptor, largest 5G network. Weaknesses: lower revenue compared to AT&T. Opportunities: capitalizing on Sprint merger, rural penetration. Threats: aggressive price wars and market saturation. In this slide, we'll talk about resource-based view academic framework. AT&T leverages vast network infrastructure and brand equity as key resources. T-Mobile relies on agility, innovation, and customer-focused strategies for competitive advantage. Next, we will talk about balanced scorecard framework, which is an academic framework. And financial perspective, revenue and profit growth comparison. Customer perspective, satisfaction ratings and brand loyalty metrics. Internal processes, investments in 5G infrastructure and technology. Learning and growth, employee engagement, and innovation metrics. These are the strategic recommendations for AT&T and T-Mobile. Customer engagement, loyalty programs, personalized analytics for AT&T, expand rural 5G coverage, innovate in 5G technology for T-Mobile. ESG goals: carbon neutrality by 2030 and enhance board diversity for AT&T. Set in intermediate sustainability milestones for T-Mobile. Technology and innovation, leverage IoT, invest in smart city projects for AT&T, and maintain leadership in 5G innovation for T-Mobile. Operational efficiency, streamline operations to reduce debt and stabilize income for AT&T, and explore international market partnerships for revenue growth for T-Mobile. Finally, we conclude by understanding the distinct strategies of these telecom leaders. Strategic comparison of telecom giants. AT&T's scale presents a robust framework that allows extensive reach and resource allocation, while T-Mobile's agility enables rapid adaptation to market changes. This contrast illustrates how different operational strategies can effectively target diverse market segments. Key differentiators in strategy. In the dynamic landscape of telecommunications, strategic evolution is essential. Companies must continually adapt their strategies to remain competitive as market demands and technological advancement dictate a need for flexibility and forward-thinking approaches. Importance of strategic evolution. Investments in technology, governance structures, and sustainability initiatives are pivotal in differentiating AT&T and T-Mobile. AT&T's large-scale investments focus on infrastructure, whereas T-Mobile emphasizes customer-centric innovations and green initiatives, shaping their competitive edge. Thanking you, and these are my references.